Quieto riconduco l'anima al suolo del mio antico porto, tra invisibili notte di un far buffone rilassato al suono di un legittimo canto distorto. Dall'esilio dell'immaginazione vagai tra gente e terre che mi hanno adottato, e in cambio di una risata e chi di storia lungo le strade di una saggezza dimenticata, di indomabili notti calde di gloria. Paladini di antichi scranni spolverati a novella parvenza, arruolati da sciocchi predicatori, nell'agonia dei prestigiatori non c'è differenza. Tra le nuvole e l'illusione, domatori di voti, grazie ma dipinte battute non so campare. Chiedo scusa ma è tardi per le mie strade, un'altra storia sta da aspettare, perché dentro la torre non ci so stare, perché dentro la torre non ci so stare. Quindi riconduco il cuore lontano da quel vecchio porto, dove non c'è posto per un buffone lieto e saldo sull'equilibrio di un fatto risorto. Ma lontano dall'illusione, se un domani estinto mi ammonirà, che un circo instabile in delirio di libertà seguo il richiamo di antiche glorie, lungo sentiero dimenticato per risalire, perché ho ancora fiato per ripartire. Domatori di voti, grazie ma di finte battute non so campare. Chiedo scusa ma è tardi per le mie storie, un'altra strada sta da aspettare, perché dentro la torre non ci so stare, perché dentro la torre non ci so stare.
I'm quite certain I've never stood up with this guitar. I don't know that have I done a stream standing with the Iceman yet? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Gotta make some room here, guys. Sorry. A little tidy up work to do. I haven't used this area in a few days. And occasionally my missus likes to put things on this desk that don't belong here, but that I haven't put in a place around the house. So, if I don't put it in the correct place, it ends up on my desk, and it ends up being a pain in my butt, but that's my problem. All right. So, how's everybody doing? Let me get the chat up here for everybody. Sorry, we're lagging. I am on early today for a good reason. I want to watch... Oops. I want to watch lots of Summer Breeze with my missus, and she's working right now, so here's what we're going to do. 10 people? Holy shit. Did you guys miss me or something? Wow. We started with 10 people today. Kick-ass, Seabass. Wow. And we're all kind of done. Kick-ass. All right. Let's bring this over here so I can see it. All right. Now we're cooking with gasoline. Hi, everybody. My name is Tyler. Welcome to the Amp Sim Show. And we are going to check out some stuff today. We're going to check out the Mesabarb custom amplification. This is the M0OD. I don't know a ton about this amp. I do and I don't. I've been following Mesabarba for a number of years, but I just kind of like, it's just eye candy. You know, like I couldn't afford one of these. I couldn't afford one of these amps. And that's not to say they're not worth every single dollar. This is Italian engineering at its best. And if you guys know anything about Italy, they have this thing in Italy. When you put something that says made in Italy onto something, it's not just willy-nilly. It means something to the country. If something comes out of that country with made in Italy on it, it means it's serious business. They don't screw around. And Mesabarba amplification, very, very similar to the supercars that come out of Italy. Out of Italy as well. It looks like a supercar, kind of. You know what I mean? It has that look of a supercar. You know, that really, you know, when you see like the brakes, the red brakes underneath. I don't know much about brakes. But you know what I mean? This thing looks like a supercar. It made in Italy. We're gonna make it look nicer here, though. Made in Italy by Boutique Tones. I don't know if they worked along with anyone on this. As we've noted in the past when we were discussing this plugin, there is a very, very open and public relationship between Boutique Tones and STL Tones. That being said, did STL Tones make this plugin? I'm going to leave that up to you guys as we go through the features. And when I say they made it, some people don't understand what subcontracting is. And we're going to talk about it a little bit. But again, I'm not speculating even. I'm just saying that maybe they coded it in-house, but I'm just saying there is a very public relationship between STL and Boutique Tones, a really public working relationship where Boutique Tones has been helping STL Tones a little bit and vice versa and back and forth. And Boutique Tones does fantastic IRs that often find their way into STL Tones products, as far as I understand. So yeah, we're going to get right into it. I am using my Ibanez Iceman today. My it's customized. I customized it. This is not a custom by any means. This is a Paul Stanley model. And I have just put a Nazgul Sentient combo into this, and I put all black, all from Geiker and Kaish. So let's check this out. Get our levels here first. You're a little hot. And we're a little out of tune too. All right, little out of tune and a little hot. This guitar has not been played in a little bit, so let's tune that up. And then we'll get all of our levels and everything else all handled. So hopefully you guys are having a great summer. It is, where my neck of the woods, it has been hot. I am looking forward to fall weather. I'm going to be honest with you. I am not a fan of the hot stuff. This fella here was not made for tropical temperatures. I'm going to get to the chat in just 1 second. And nice. We have a few wrestling songs on here to kind of make us laugh, and this one doesn't come on for barely ever. And so yeah, this hasn't been played in a while, and it is also just had a neck adjustment, so it's trying to buck me off right now, but we'll see. If you guys were familiar with this guitar before it had the mods, the tuners were horrible. All right, let's see what we can get to. Speaking of Iceman, Ibanez Iceman, Wes Hoke has his, is it Hoch? I really have to look that up. Can somebody tell me just in the comments how to phonetically say that man's last name? I watch a lot of his content, but the dude never says his name in his content, really. So, all right, let's turn off whatever's going on here. This is Balanced Start. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I don't necessarily like Balanced Start. Because I don't really feel that reverb and delay should be involved with a default preset. I think those should be kind of added after. But again, I'm not talking any smack. We're not saying it's a bad thing. It's just a preset. Who cares? All right. So we're going to keep going through this. This is the amp itself. I'm noticing right away that we're going to go over all the likes and dislikes of this plugin as I go. I feel like there's a little bit of wasted space already. If we're going to go to the screen, you see this area right here. This is a lot of space, and there's quite some space extra here on the sides of the amp for the meters, the global meters. It would be cool if this amp was a little tiny bit bigger and took up a little bit more of the UI. But again, we're just going to go things as we go. Again, this is an amp I've never physically put my hands on it either. I have no idea how to work this amp. It's just one of those things where, you hear like Eric Steckel and you hear like the dude, what's his name? Justin, is the guy from Pink. Justin Derrico. I believe he uses Mesa Barba as well. I want to say it with the S. Look at our... It's probably going to need a bit of an adjustment while we're on air here. Sorry, folks. It is what it is. We occasionally have to do these things. So I'm not sad about it, but I'm also not happy either. So we're just going to do that quick adjustment so that our stuff doesn't sound like garbage all the rest of the day. There we go. Now let's see. Yeah, we're good now. Perfect. Little bit of a tune-up, extra tune-up again. Also, man, some big news going on with us. Holy cow, there's lots going on. You're going to be hearing a little bit more. Geez, so much news. We'll get to it after. But anyway, speaking of Wes Hoke, we were going to go back. That man has put out a signature instrument, and that instrument is an Iceman. And that instrument looks really nice. Oh, it looks really, really nice. I don't think I'm going to be able to buy one, but it would be awesome. That would be a really cool guitar to own. But if you're out there and you're a fan of his or just his guitar, check it out because he's going to have a signature guitar coming really soon. All right, there we go. Now we're on our way to space. Already sounding really good. It sounds really good so far. Extra modern sounding at first, but as far as I understand these amps to be absolute war horses of tone, like there's so many different tones that are possible with these amps. Sorry, as we're farting around. All right, let's get to this. Hold on. Whoa, we got to go way back. Hello, I'm not dead. Just been busy as fuck. How are you? Tyler, is everyone in chat? Yes, everyone's good. We lost 3 people when I came on, so apparently 3 people liked my face, or disliked my face, and would have preferred to hear more music. That's understandable. Speech feature. How are you doing, Ronnie? Good. Okay, questions for me. Love the artwork. I love that you do, Jeremy. Bo did the artwork. Chazman, Jeremy, nice to see everyone. Tomas, nice to see everyone. This is a Boutique Tones plugin. I understand that Boutique Tones, for the most part, has done a lot of captures and profiles up to this point, which, I mean, that's when you do it right, that's a good living. I mean, when you do it the right way, and they do it the right way. I feel a little bit under armored for this review, as the reviews, some of the demos, most of the demos I've seen for this plugin so far have involved very, 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 very expensive instruments, smoking jackets, and things of that sort. And I don't own a smoking jacket. I don't. But I do own an Iceman and a little bit of riffage. So this guitar is hella awkward to play standing up. I don't like it at all. I hate the straps when they do this thing. It drives me mental. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about that. I'm not going to be sitting anytime soon, so let's see. Now let's go left to right and see what we have here. We have a pedal section that is very, it's full of awesome stuff by the looks of things. It's got a comp, a scream, a king, and a ratus. I'm assuming that means it's a rat. I see dist and filter and volume. That means it's a rat, I'm assuming. King? Don't know what king is. That's exciting because I'm kind of stoked about that. I'm excited about whatever king is. Screamer is just probably a screamer. Comp, very self-explanatory. Then we have the amp. A couple of channels on this amp. We have an extra boost. We have boost. We have bright that are both engaged at as is. Oh, there's 2 switches. Oh, sorry. There's 2 positions on bright, or just one? Just one. There's one position. Okay, so I can't. I get it. It's not a drag, is it? No, it's just a click. So click, no drag. All right, so we've got the amp here. Now, for the cabinet section, this is kind of where I guess a couple people brought it to my attention and said, oh, you know, there's a couple of things in this plugin that said STL, but here's what we have to remember. Just because there are some features that might resemble something from STL Tones does not necessarily mean that they made the plugin for Boutique Tones by any means. Nothing like that at all. This could be anything. Because remember, if I'm working with one of the best amp synth developers in the entire world on a regular basis, and I see these awesome features at all the time in the plugins of theirs that I'm using, and that my stuff is being put into, like they're putting IRs into this. So obviously they're spending a lot of time with Amp Hub and things of that sort. So it's easy to look at the cabinet section here and say, oh, that looks a lot and has very similar controls to Amp Hub or other STL plugins. Yeah, that's fine. But again, if I'm working along with one of the best in the world, and I'm seeing these features on a regular basis, if I'm going to make my own plugin in-house, some of those features from those other plugins might end up making it to my plugin because I'm so used to having these amazing features. Could be a lot of things involved here. So we're not going to focus on the excuse me, on that aspect any longer in this review. I just wanted to point out that yes, a lot of people have pointed out similarities, but that doesn't necessarily mean jack squat. Okay, so let's continue. We have cabinets here by the looks of things. We have a bunch of cabinets. Remember, and I think there's somebody that should take note here. There's another impulse response developer on the market that should take note of what Boutique Tones has done here. There's a certain other impulse response developer. I'm not going to drop names or anything like that, but they did several plugins, and the inclusion of IRs was very minimal. What has Boutique Tones done here? They've stacked it up. They've stacked it all the way up. They've got the 112 Street Fighter V30s, the 212 Cruiser with the G12Hs. You've got the 212 Zeta. You've got the 412 Apocalypse. You've got two M0 cabs. You've got two different M0 cabs as well. Is this a top and a bottom? Slant and not slant? I'm not 100% sure. Or is this just, the speaker looks to be the same. This says 69M, 69V. That leads me to believe maybe a top and a bottom. I'm not 100% sure. But anyhow, we're going to get into it. I'm going to get into this plugin right. Oh, look at the mics as well, because I'm so used to this. It's so awesome. I love this cabinet section because I love Boutique Tones. I love their IRs in the STL stuff. And I love this layout. The layout is impeccable. It's super easy to find your way around, find the cabinet, find the mic you want, and you're off to work. Okay, so now we're going to move along to the Apocalypse. I'm going to go get a 421, and I'm going to just set up how I would normally set things up. And let's see what we have here. Oops. Now let's add a pedal. Crazy, there's no pedal right now. There's no boost on this at all right now. There's the internal boost. And listen to this. And we're tuned in B. I'm probably going to go grab another guitar and do another one of another demo for this with maybe a lot more rock oriented. This is probably going to be a little more on the chug side. This is also not going to be the entire stream today. The second half of the stream today is going to be nothing but ML Sound Labs. A couple of packs they sent me. We're going to run those packs through a few different amp sims, as we like to tend to do. So the first half is going to be all Meze Barba. The second half is going to be mostly ML Sound Lab IRs, and we're going to do a bunch of that. It's going to be a good time, I'm sure. So, all right, Maximo Fernando, nice to see you. My understanding of Meze Barba is that they are like Soldano on steroids. That's saying something, because I love Soldanos, and don't get me wrong, I know these amps really well to hear them. I've never had my hands on one, so I have no idea how to dial one in. And I've watched enough videos, but the way that Justin Derrico, or Eric Steckel, or whomever is using these, is it Eric Steckel? That's his name, yes? Or am I thinking of is that the guitar player? Sorry, is that the guitar player or the hockey player, rather? There's two Steckles. I think it was Eric. So bad with names. Either way, been following them for long enough. This is how long I've been following Meze Barba. Years ago. This is how long I've been wanting this plugin. Years ago now, they did an April Fool's joke where they had a UI. And they're like, ta-da! But the thing is, I saw the joke well after the fact. And I got really excited. And I was like, hey, guys, when can I get a copy of this plugin to try out? And they're like, yeah, about that. And I had to I finally looked at the date, and I was like, oh, April 1st. I get it. It was an April Fool's joke. And you know, I felt a little silly. Then again, it was left up for months. So how was I supposed to know? It made it across my desk anyways, and I was very excited about it. And yeah. So anyhow, here's the screamer added. Now, is there anybody out there that's currently in the chat or comments after the fact? Ooh, this is going to be a weird day. I'm sweating already, guys. I'm going to have to wash this hat after. I've been sweating my ass off all day today. And, you know, I just can't avoid streams every day. It's hot because I'm just going to have to make it work. I have to toughen up a little bit. If you're not, by the way, if you're not if you're not aware, Summer Breeze. You don't have to watch me right now, by the way. You should be going to watch Summer Breeze for free. It's the craziest thing that we're able to watch huge festivals in 4K in the comfort of in the comfort of our own home on our couch. That's crazy. So check out Summer Breeze. Also, Punk Rock Holidays streaming. I think that festival has almost concluded rather, but there's several days of live streams, and I was just in absolute heaven in the last few days watching just free live streams from all these amazing festivals. So yeah, ditch this stream and go and watch that. Finish up later though, because this AmSim sounds unbelievable. All right, so this is these are actually pretty new strings still. I'm just going to stretch these out a little bit more and tune it one more time. It's definitely trying to buck me off today, though. So if I have to go get another guitar, and I had doubts. I don't know what it is. The tuners are great. The tuners have been great, but it's this string set has a wound G, or sorry, has a plain G, and I just can't stand those. I can't stand them. So I'm gonna have to go get some new strings. You know what's crazy though about Summer Breeze? And if you've never been to one of our streams before, we like to talk a lot. These things happen. Lots of demos on this plugin that are like no talk demos with very, very little talk and just dialing and stuff. So by all means, please do check that out. I don't know what this is. I don't know what the King is or how to operate the King. Is this... We're going to figure it out though. This yellow light leads me to believe maybe overdrive. Let's see. Does it sound like an overdrive? I feel like I'd be better off coming at this coming at this amp sim with another guitar. I feel like I would. I feel like I'd be better off coming at it with one of my more rock guitars. This guitar is just very bold, and it's super hard to tighten this guitar up. So I'm going to mind my low end here, as I have been, and we're just gonna try our best. There we go. We've tightened it significantly there. So I don't know what these are. I'm going to get through the comments eventually. Thank you so much for being here today, everybody. If it's made in Italy, quality or whoever made it is going to be booed out of the country. What do you mean? If it's made in Italy, it's quality or whoever made it, it is going to be booed out of the country. You mean if it's bad? If it's low quality, yeah, that's the thing. If like they don't put up with it, and if I'm not mistaken, I remember I did a very large, when I was doing Honest Amp Sim reviews, I did a large feature on all of the Italian Amp Sim and software developers that I could get in touch with. I interviewed them all. We talked to them all, and we just kind of went over how many amazing companies are making digital products in Italy. It's bananas. You would not even believe it. I mean, there's Boutique Tones, obviously. STL Tones, half of, we'll say two-thirds of STL Tones. We could go with Nembrini Audio, Igor being from Italy, Audiority, half of Polychrome DSP, Overloud, iCam, DB Quadro, and there's more. The list goes on. The list goes on. Is anybody using Genome 2.0? Which amps in Genome 2.0 do you guys like? So far, I like the dual recto. I like a few of them, but admittedly, there's not a lot of the in-house amps inside the Genome platform that I really dug, if you're asking. There's nothing really in it that really, there's like maybe 2 or 3 amps that were like, whoa. And then the rest of it was like, And a few of them were, woo. There's an angle in there that I have so many people that I know that I respect that love that angle, and I just can't. I want to hear what they're hearing. I can't hear what they're hearing. Please play the WWF Ultimate Warrior theme song. All right. Is that good enough for you? You're like, did he seriously just pull that right out of the... Yes. The song always makes me laugh in this part because Beavis and Butthead make fun of it. Anyways, lots and lots of very high quality stuff. All the developers I just mentioned to you aren't just willy-nilly hobby developers either. Those are all really good companies. Like every single one of those companies. And Boutique Tones has just entered themselves into the amp sim market as a good company, and they came in as a good company, but they had not proven themselves when it came to amp sims just yet. This proves that they definitely have something going. I don't really, like I said, we weren't going to discuss it any longer, but I really don't care who made it for them, because it would actually wow everyone if you knew who made your favorite developers' plugins. There's a lot of subcontracting going around, and there are some developers that everybody really enjoys that don't have coders in-house. And if you're not doing amp sims constantly, having an in-house coder is very expensive. So you're not, and it's just really depends on your company. So it would really though, like there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you don't know about, and it would probably really surprise you. I'm not going to tell everybody about all those things, as I would violate multiple NDAs, so I'm not really excited to do that today. But here we are. There's just not everything meets everything. Not everything is as it seems. I'll say that. But again, I don't care, because in this case, it's awesome. Just truly awesome sounding. I just find myself being kind of wishing that I was armed with my Les Paul. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get my Les Paul, and we're going to do it that way instead. So guys, give me half a minute, please. All right, now we're cooking with gasoline. Did I put the tuner in my pocket? Of course I didn't. Why would I? 16 people in the house. Wow. It's going to take me forever to get from the top of the... I'm never going to get those comments in the chat read. As I've told you guys are aware, when the chat's moving, sometimes I don't get to everything. But as I will say, if there's something you really want to ask me, and there's something, an opinion of mine you want, something you want to say to me, and I miss it, please email me, the ampsimuniverse@gmail.com. So please email me and I will get back to you. All right, let's get to this. Obviously, this is not a Les Paul. This isn't obviously the EC1000. Sounding good so far. I could use a little bit more top end. So, what are you guys up to this weekend? Are you watching Summer Breeze already? Were you already watching it? Or are you watching it now? If you do watch it, make sure you go over the last couple days because there's been some beauties. Thing I love about German festivals is like I don't care about lyrics and music. I never have. I'm a music guy. I'll listen to everything but the lyrics and songs. I don't know what you call a person like that, but I just don't listen to lyrics. I listen to melodies, but never to lyrics, really. So when I listen to all these German bands every year, I end up falling madly in love with at least 2 or 3 of new bands, and last night was no different. Icebreaker. Oh my gosh, Icebreaker. What a band. If you haven't heard Icebreaker, check them out. Also a band called D'Artagnan. We've been enjoying Feuerschwanz for a good while now. We didn't know about this other band, so, and they are related. So man, that's what I'm doing this weekend. That and a disc golf tournament tomorrow. Excited. Tell me in the comments or in the chat, what are you guys up to? Which 2 notes cabs do I use? Can I share a pic of how I set the mic? Was that for me? I could do that for you, but how I set my mics with everything is the same. I use a 57 and a 421. The 57 goes somewhere near the center, kind of close up. 421 is floating a little further towards the outer edge, if you will, and maybe like that far away. Maybe move it in and out depending on your guitar. But that's how I tend to dial almost everything in. And thanks, by the way, to 2 Notes. They've always hooked us up, really, and supported us and sent over like every cabinet they had. It was super, super, super awesome of them. Okay. I really feel like the Nazgul and Sentient really need to come out of that guitar. They got to come out of that guitar and go with something else because they don't suit it. So I think I'm going to take them out of there and put them in a Jackson and put something else in that guitar. Something a little bit more... I don't know, something a little different. We're going to figure it out, though. Oh, that's channel 1. I see. Only channel 1 for that boost. I see. Trying to figure out which channel I like more. I think I like channel 1 more. I really feel this is more of a rock amp. It's not to say it can't do metal. I just really feel like I've got the rock. This thing has rock for days and days and days and days. Like this is a big, like in a good way, big stanky rock tone in a good way. What are you guys thinking so far? Let me know. Kyle Bull talks about Meza Barba a lot, does he? Kyle Bull is a very nice guy. I actually saw his thing the other day. Huge news. Yep, Line 6 Stadium is out. I put in a request for it. We'll see if it happens. If not, I actually might just purchase it outright because I know I'll get a lot of content out of it. But they've always been cool with hooking us up, and I did send their people an email. And maybe we can figure that out. Maybe not. We'll see. I've been using Helix Native for a very long time as well. I'm very excited about the release of Stadium. Wow, you guys are on freaking fire today. Holy shit balls. Time for the thing is though, Veggie, the strings on it, I was actually going to bust out. That's usually the guitar I bust out when I test things. But I didn't bust out the PGM today because the strings, I do a string test, like a string quality test before I come on to a stream. I do a specific little thing that I do to test my strings. And they don't meet the approval. They need to be changed before I bring that guitar into a piece of content again. Developers out there don't want you doing demos with filthy strings. You know what I mean? I see demos like that often. I see content like that often where I can tell that the strings are really old. Not everybody's got the money to change their strings all the time, but I'm telling you right now, if you're doing content on a regular basis and you're trying to get somewhere, people can tell if you're using dead strings. I'll tell you right now, if you've got any sponsors, they don't like it either. So make sure you change your strings, folks. Icon Pasadena is coming in. We're going to be using that second half. I'm going to be using a bunch of stuff second half. We're going to be using Flesh Rod. And we're going to be using 1992 from Kazrog and a few others. Crunk from Nembrini Audio for the freebie. And we're going to go over the metal, the new metal pack from ML Sound Lab, as well as their Angle pack. I was really curious about that pack. Of those, there's like 3 packs in there, I think. 3 in 1. So we're going to check all those out. And the second half with some different hemp sims. Audio already Overloud and Nembrini Audio are your unholy amp sims? Well, like I said, there's tons. I would say that DB Quadro would surprise you. DB Quadro might surprise you. Tyler, did you see the Schecter I got last month? I did. You sent me that picture and it looks, I believe you sent me that picture. Did you not? If you didn't send me the picture, send it. Hit the send! You traded... Oh, yeah, that's right. You traded your... Well, I've been there. A purple LTD. We went through so much drama with this thing. Why'd you get rid of it? It's nice. 57 421 or 57 121. I could also argue that you might want to do 441 and a 121. Sorry, a 414 and a 121. Those sound pretty nice together as well. There aren't enough 414s in plugins. Did they have one in here? I think they do. Do they have one in here? They do not. I thought there was one in the other packs. The 441 is here though. But those are different microphones. There aren't enough though. There aren't enough 414s in plugins. Those are whew, that mic is smoking. I've been trying to pressure Daniel to buy one for a long time, but it doesn't seem to be working. The Apocalypse one is metal AF. Which speakers do I like most? I'm not a speaker guy as much. I like V30s. I like the Carnivores. I like a lot of Eminent speakers. If I had to say, if I had a favorite speaker ever, it would either be... I like the Texas Heats a lot. And there's the Texas Heats and the other one. What's the other one? I I can't remember the name of the other one off the top of my head. There's a couple from Eminence that I really, really enjoy. Here's another thing I like to do, though. I like to take, you could do the Fredman technique, or at least a reasonable facsimile of it, but I'd say over here, mic angle, we're going to put it on a 45. And we're going to put it roughly the same spot. There are some different controls on here as well. Like, I know that people came at me and was like, oh, the cabinet section is the same as this or that. But there are definitely some different settings. There's not as much, quite as much here. I don't see the resonance. And again, who cares? It's an amp sim. Let's be happy with it. And I am happy with it. And we are happy with it. If you haven't tried it yet, by the way, make sure you head over and get the absolutely free 15-day, not a 14-day trial, but a 15-day trial. That's sweet. But as always, when you're trying a free trial, make sure you've got some time to play. Don't be like, oh, I'm so excited. I need to try this. I need to try this amp sim right before I can go on vacation for a week and a half. Don't do that, because then you'll come back and you only have a few more days to enjoy it. So wait till you get back from the vacation or whatever it is, the trip or work trip, or just wait till your schedule slows down a little bit before you get into free trials, because that way you can maybe mix with them. Here's another thing I always suggest: have a mix in your possession. Make a mix right now. You could start today. Make yourself about a 2-minute song and leave it dry. Leave it dry. It's going to be this is going to be your tester mix when you get new plugins and want to see how they're going to sound in a mix. Don't put pressure on yourself to write a song and get it all done within that 15-day time span. Have a mix that you've already got done. The DIs, make sure the DIs are as absolutely smoking as you can get them. Brand new strings, very in tune. Play the parts nicely, properly. Make sure the DIs in your tester mix are immaculate as you can make them. It doesn't need to be a super technical song. Whatever you like. Whatever you think will put an amp sim through its paces. And make sure you have guitar and bass and lead tracks, and it's a whole song. Don't need to put vocals, but if you want to put vocals, do that. But then that way, when you get a free trial, sometimes they're not 15 days. Sometimes I've seen trials they're like 2-3 days. So that way you can take it immediately and plug it right into a mix and say, holy shit, this sounds great in a mix. Or, my guitar disappeared and I can't make it appear properly and this doesn't work for me. I cannot tell you how many plugins I've gone through over the years that sounded amazing in standalone, but when it came time to put it into a mix, it absolutely fell apart at the seams and didn't show up. So this, I can already tell, would be really, really great in a quad-track rock mix with something that, like a Marshall on 2 tracks, maybe this on 2 other tracks. The Marshall holds down a little bit more top end. This holds down that rugged, raw, low and middle. This sounds really good. Sounding pretty good. Sound pretty good. Let's check out another cabinet. This one, actually, I'm going to go with we're going to go back. And the angle, we're going to change back. Here. Create our thing again. And we're going to stay here. All right, what do we got? I like it? Here's what I want to do immediately as soon as I try that. I want to do this. Nice. Very, very nice. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this plugin. Is it reinventing the wheel? No, it's not going to reinvent the wheel. But at the same time, there is no company that's done Mezza Barba just yet. No company. The only things I've tried with Mezza Barba related are there's some immaculate NAM caps based on this amp here, and that sound really good. So you might want to seek out those. If you can't afford the plugin, NAM's your next best bet. Or if maybe you just don't, you know what I mean? But it's not going to replace it. There's no NAM capture that replaces a really well developed or properly developed plugin. It just doesn't really work that way as far as like dialing things in. I don't know as far as the authenticity with this amp, as far as how it dials in. I've been told it's quite good and quite close to the real thing, but again, I don't know because I've never dialed in the real thing, so I have no idea, no basis for that comparison. However, a lot of people that I've talked to about this amp sim say that it does display the proper characteristics for the amp. It's chewy sounding, that's for sure. Very chewy sounding. Oh. So, that's my weekend. This weekend is going to be Summer Breeze, probably watching Summer Breeze and playing some disc golf. So, hopefully you guys are going to have a good weekend as well. You're not a fan of blending mics? Why not? 13 people in the house. Nice to see you. Boutique Tones does, they do a Mezza Barba capture. Well, of course they do. And the license, yes, they do. That's right. I remember seeing the licensed packs. I'm not on Discord. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. I've tried probably 5 different times to get into Discord. I just can't. And I'm not alone. It's not a boomer thing. It's just some people aren't comfortable with the platform, and I don't like how it's set up. It's not for me. It's not even like a TikTok thing where I'm like, fuck that thing. Like, there's no way you couldn't pay me money to put that shit on my phone. No chance. It'll never happen. But with this, it's just simply, it's just, yeah, something about it just doesn't fly with me. Speaking of Italian greatness, these pickups are also Italian handmade greatness by a wonderful man named Marco at Zed Labs, Z-E-A-D Labs. He makes all kinds of stuff. He makes wiring harnesses. He makes pre-wired pickguards. He makes guitars. He makes pickups. He makes anything you could probably want that's custom. This dude will probably be into trying to build it for you. He built me an amazing Jimmy Page harness for an old Japanese knockoff Les Paul, and he's also at this point done a couple of sets of pickups for me. So there is low end for days and days and days in this amp. Let's get some of that verb that we were talking about earlier now. not much of a lead player, folks, but this sounds nice. Not too shabby whatsoever. So I'm going to give this a casual first impression score of about 8.5 out of 10. We're going to go 8.5 out of 10. I would go with a 9, but I haven't spent enough time with it yet. But I was going to say 8.5 out of 10 is a good solid, that's a good solid score. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Holy smokes. Forgot to add this. I forgot completely that I added this song. This song actually just unlocked like a core early 20s memory. Excuse me. All right, so yeah, this is a really nice sound. I would say that I like it. I'm really excited to come back in here with this plugin with my Telecaster, my Rock Telecaster, because I think we are going to make some beautiful music together. As for the metal tones, I kind of like, okay, I'm not, you have to understand what I'm trying to say here. For metal tones, I feel like this is a bit tougher to dial in for metal, much like, and some people are going to hate this comment, much like the Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. Anybody out there in the world that tells you a Mesa Boogie dual rec is easy to dial in for metal is lying. It's not easy to dial in that thing in for metal to get it nice and tight. Really, really tightened up. It's a tough amp, really tough amp to tighten up. Super, super tight because the amp is so raw and so big and such a mean son of a bee that it's kind of tough to just put it in check and be like, hey, calm down a little bit. I need to tighten you up so we can get a little more technical. This for me, I cannot wait to come back in here and do a rock stream where we can do this and a few other different rock amps, because this is immediately for rock tones. I think this is going to go along the lines of like a 9.5 out of 10. But for metal tones, if you're looking for metal and stuff like that, maybe not going to be, that's going to kind of fall around the 8 out of 10 kind of somewhere in there. You can do it for sure. It just takes a bit more dialing in, takes the right set of pickups, and so on and so forth. Dual recs are amazing, but they're not in for rock and punk rock though. Like this amp for punk rock, holy. Let's do it. It's so good for hear that chewiness, right? Little loud because I've been kind of beating on it a bit, but man, this thing is for rock tones. For rock tones, this is immaculate. And second half ski is coming right up here. I'm gonna get out of here for a second and go and swap some things up. Don't know exactly what I want to do for the second half for a guitar. We'll try this guitar for second half, and if it doesn't tighten up the way I want it, then we'll figure something else out. That's fine. you've been considering getting the Tom Morello archetype, I would say that you'd be 100% A-okay to do that. However, if you want that same amp that maybe a little bit, I mean, you also go with the Nembrini Audio MRH 810. That is a 2210 model as well, but it's the 2210, not the 2205. It's the 100 watt, not the 50 watt. So I would say that if you don't want to go and pay the piper, depending on the sale price and everything and whatever else, I know that Igor at Nembrini Audio blows out the MRH 810 at like dirty cheap from time to time. So we'll see what happens there. It's a JCM 800, but keep in mind, Ronnie, the JCM 800 2210 model or 2205 model, there's exactly one of each on the plug-in market right now. There's one 2210 and there's one 2205. And that is it. And if they are different amps, they are phenomenally different amps than the average JCM 800. There's more gain. There's a weird AC/DC channel in it. And I say the AC/DC channel, and I'll show you later. Well, maybe when we do that rock stream, maybe we can do it in the next few days. We'll get the Mezza Barba in there. We'll get a bunch of other rock amps in there, and we'll just sit around and we'll do some rock playing. It's not always the most fun for it doesn't always bring in the hordes, but we'll see. Got to dial out the lump. Yeah, the thing is, you can. Here's the thing about a dual rec, though, guys. Like, I could have a dual rectifier and I could set it up immaculate for metal. I could tell you guys exactly what I'm doing. You could take your guitar that's different than mine with different pickups than mine and go and plug in and put all those settings in, and they're not going to make sense. It really, I would say the dual rec is one of the most pickup picky, and it's so touchy and sensitive when it comes to which pickups you're throwing at it. It's a very different amp what comes back to you when you throw different pickups through it. It changes it phenomenally, the way that different things hit it. So my settings aren't going to be your settings aren't going to be my settings. And I just think that is a phenomenally hard amp, very difficult amp to dial in for metal. However, the dual rec is the greatest amp ever created for rock music, modern rock music. I don't think there's another amp that beats it. Mezza Barba this is an amazing amp for rock. Probably still doesn't beat the dual rack, but then there's also the SLO 100 that I would say the Mezza Barba and the SLO kind of, imagine those two in a mix together. Woo! Oh my God. The dual rack is a pain in the butt to dial in. Yeah, I would argue to say that every Mesa Boogie amp is a pain to dial in. They're all so versatile inside the box, but they are also so picky and nitpicky. All right, folks, I'm going to take a 2-minute break here. I'm going to come back at you guys. We are going to come back with some other stuff. We're going to be testing some IRs in the second half ski here. I can't wait to do it. It's going to be doing a couple of ML SoundLab packs, and we're going to be putting them through a handful of plugins just to kind of see where we're at. Will we get through all the plugins? Probably not, but we're going to have some fun in the meantime. All right, guys. Folks, give me 2 minutes. Thanks for being here. Like and subscribe if I'm entertaining you currently. If not, then I gotta try harder. Not a big deal.
Buongiorno, buongiorno, prego al forno, buongiorno. kann Nudeln machen warm, man kann Nudeln machen kalt. Ich mach Nudeln in den Mund, bis es knallt. Man kann Nudeln machen warm, man kann Nudeln machen kalt. Ich mach Nudeln in den Mund, bis es knallt. Spaghettini, Rigatone, Quattro, Statione, Parmigiano, niemals ohne, anderes Essen, freie Zone, no no no, Insalata, si, Pasta, no no no, Risotto, Pasta nur al pronto. Nudel kann ich essen warm, kann ich essen kalt. Nudel hab ich lieb, bin in Nudel verknallt. Ich mache Nudel aus dem Wasser raus, heiß, Löffel aus dem Becher, Spaghetti, Eis. Buongiorno, prego al forno. Bon Jovi, Traccio Tortelloni. Buongiorno, prego al forno. Bon Jovi. Man kann Nudeln machen warm, man kann Nudeln machen kalt. Ich mach Nudeln in den Mund, bis es knallt. Man kann Nudeln machen warm, man kann Nudeln machen kalt.
Yeah!
Nudeln in den Mund, bis es knallt. Buongiorno.
I saw this band and on this festival the other day, and I can't stop listening to this band. They're ridiculous. I don't know why. I don't even know why. I just like it. No idea. Okay. All right, so we're gonna say goodbye to our friend the Mezabarba. And so yeah, you guys have my thoughts on it. My thoughts are all very good. This was only your first hour, first impression kind of thing. I like it. I really do. I think it's for rock music, modern rock, blues, power blues. I mean, there's so many different applications for an amp like this. It might not get, as far as metal goes, I think you could definitely find yourself if depending on your tuning and your pickups, you can find yourself some pretty damn heavy tones and tighten it right up to do that. However, that being said, I think if you're really trying and you're really working super hard to try to get a certain amp in a certain plugin or maybe a certain NAM capture, whatever it is, if you're really trying your absolute hardest to get that amp or that plugin to fit into your mix or your style, it might not be for you. Just gonna be honest. Hold on a sec. Did you turn that on? Oh, I thought that was the air conditioner. Oh, we got this air purifier in our house now, and every time let's say there's a puff of something, even if said puff goes immediately out the window, this air purifier even catches a small hint of it. It's immediately freaking the fuck out. So as I was saying, if there's any plugin or any amp, whether it's in analog form or digital form or whatever, if you're trying really hard, and if you're finding you're working really hard to try to get it to fit in, it might not be for you, or it might not be for that particular application, although there are still other uses. In this case, this particular amp sim, I think if you're trying to get metal out of it, I think it's going to give you some really, really good thrash metal. And I think that's about where, for my own personal purposes, that's about where I would leave it. Anything else that it can do, I would absolutely use this again for tons of different applications. So go and grab the free trial. Make sure you put 15 days on it, or even 10 days. Even if you put, let's say, 5 hours of guitar in on that during that 15 days, that's probably enough to get the really good vibe of what it's going to provide for you. All right, so we're going to move along now. I have to make sure I have to make sure I put that order in for my smoking jacket, though. That's going to be the key. If I get like a smoking jacket and like a tie, but no, not a tie, but like a button-up shirt that's kind of like undone for about 5 buttons, and a smoking jacket, and get myself like a 335 or something like that, that is going to be where my channel explodes. It's just going to happen. Just kidding. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to check out, this is an amp sim that I like to test things through. Is it my favorite 5150 at this point? It may not be anymore, but it's still amazing for testing things out because I know it's perfectly accurate at what it does. Okay, and we're going to do that, and we're going to get then we're going to try to start testing some IRs. So, what do we have here? We're going to go to Guitar, ML Sound Lab. And this is the new Modern Metal pack. Inside Modern Metal, we have all kinds of things. That is... Okay, hold on. I'm going to go into here. All right, I'm trying to figure out what we're working with. It looks like we have the Heisu. No. Hang on a sec. I'm trying to figure out exactly what we have here. Let's go. Let's go to the website. All right. ML Sound Lab. All right. Oh, wow. Summer sale. 30% off everything. No, I don't want that. Nope. Don't want. No, I'm good. I'm all set with amp sims. But their IRs are incredible. So let's go to, oh boy, IR cab packs. Here we are. Now, here we have Modern Metal Cab Pack is an IR impulse collection based on Eminence, the Carnivore, Heisu Demon, and Eminence DV77 Mick Thompson speakers in a Mesa oversized 412 guitar cabinet. That sounds like exactly where I parked my car. Thank you very much for that. Okay, now that I know that, we're just going to start testing some stuff. And go back. And are these are, I guess, is this the selection pack? His favorites? Let's test them out anyway. I knew there was something there that didn't sound right. All right. Can we talk about trendy gear for a minute? Can we talk about that? Is that something that's okay to talk about, is trendy gear? Now, in watching these festivals, you see a lot of these openers. And the openers are established bands, but they're, by all means, still, openers. Festival openers. And a lot of German bands. And I see something. I see these days that there is not a modern bass player in any kind of aggressive band, whether it's modern rock to extreme metal. There isn't a newer modern band where a bass player isn't playing a dingwall. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen an instrument take over bass the way that the dingwall has. I'm not, no disrespect, Canadian company, they're booming company, but I've never seen a bass take over. I've never seen a bass take over bass, like bass hype like this before. Every single bass player that played on that stage, I would say out of all the opening bands I've seen over the last bunch of days on at Summer Breeze and at Hellfest we watched, and we also watched Mariluna, we also watched a bunch of other festivals, and all these opening bands, I would say that 90% of these bass players were playing dingwalls. It's crazy to me. These basses sound immaculate. It's like an Ernie Ball where you can tell you're listening to a dingwall, just like you can listen, you can hear an Ernie Ball bass. This is a great segue you're going to see in a second. The Ernie Ball bass, you can hear it almost before you can see it because there's a character to it that just unlike anything else. Dingwall has that as well, and you can hear them. You can hear, like, I just have to look up and be like, yeah, there it is. The guy's playing a dingwall. Yep, for sure. And the guitar, the strangest thing that I think I've ever seen is on this festival of all these opening bands, five bands, the guitar player was playing exactly the same signature model guitar. I don't know whose guitar it is off the top of my head. I think the guy is from the band. It's not Monuments. It's one of those pluralized band name, singular word band names. And it's a teal guitar. It's from Jackson, super Strat, completely teal headstock. And it's got like a Strat headstock. It's a Jackson guitar. It's a 7-string. I don't know anything else about it, but 5 guitar players were playing the same guitar at the same festival. That, I don't know if you guys, that might be a little embarrassing to me. If I was like the 5th guy to show up with the guitar and be like, shit, what the fuck am I going to do now? All these other guys have my guitar. This is weird. Anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, I've been ignoring this for far too long. Yes, I also love all of the amps in Lassie Lammert's plugin. All of them. The Driftwood Reactor cab. I have enough IRs and I have enough cab plugins to last me and 5 lifetimes. Literally, I'm going to be on my 5th reincarnation and I'm still going to have residual collections. I have so many IRs and cabinet plugins. It's not going to break my heart to not get that one. So I think I'm all right. I think I'm all set. Yeah, Chug's got some really nice presets in the Flesh Rot plugin. We're going to go there probably next. Can I compare the ML SoundLab PRM75 cabinet with the new ML SoundLab T? I don't have that pack. I didn't ask them for it. I asked them for this and the Anger cab. And we're going to get through some IRs here. All right, we also have to remember, folks, let's bring up the IR adjustment factor. We always like to talk about it. It takes your brain a second. I'm really digging this tone. I'm going to change the IR. It's going to be very different. My brain's going to say immediately, fuck, I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. Because it wasn't what I was just enjoying. You need to take a second, and then your brain's like, oh, wait a minute. That's actually pretty good. Never mind. So let's do that. We're going to take a second. All right, now we're going to try to play again. It sounded pretty good here, folks. Let's switch channels. I love this channel because it definitely gets a lot more twangy. Love, love, love. Lots of love. And we're going to use the Grim 3. Don't like that. This is free, by the way. You can go get the Grim 3 right now from Aurora DSP for $0.00. But maybe you're sitting there thinking, you know what? I don't have money for all this nonsense. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you don't have enough money for the Ampcraft 1992 or any of the paid plugins, that's fine. Get yourself some really good freeware, and there's a lot of it out there. And then the IR packs, when they're on sale, I say this to a lot of people. You're going to get a lot more. How do I say this? Find 1 or 2 or 3, maybe even let's say 5 amp sims that you really, really like. You love every single thing about them. But maybe you want them to go a little bit further. Maybe you want the value to go a lot further. And you want more tones out of just those plugins. But maybe you're just thinking, actually, maybe you're not thinking about those plugins. Maybe you're thinking, I just want more tones. And these 5 plugins I love, they're getting boring. They're getting old. I've already used all these tones, but I don't have a lot of money for all these new plugins. IRs are going to be the answer. You can phenomenally change the sound of an amp sim with simply by changing the IR, just like you would in real life by taking that amplifier and stacking it on top of another cabinet, plugging it in, and having it sound, again, fundamentally and phenomenally different at the same time. So in this case, if you find an amp sim, I'll be honest with you guys, there's only about 5 to 10 amp sims that I use total on my own material. Maybe that many. And I do, however, love to use IRs to change my sound. And that's invaluable. It's just finding plugins that you gel with and you just love everything about them. You can dial them in without even thinking. And the plugins like that are invaluable because you can just go out and spend $15 to $20 or $6.99 on an IR pack, a different cabinet entirely, and get a fully different tone off that, while also maintaining that simplicity of the amp sim that you've used to start that tone. Sure, I can do that. I'll put my free clone in there. What is with the what? I don't understand it, but I love that people want to hear clones now. I also got to see at a band this past couple days. There was I don't like shit talking people. I don't like doing it. I'm not going to shit talk. There's a very popular sit down influencer guitar player that I saw play in a band, and he had to stand up, and he looked super uncomfortable, very uncomfortable standing up, and he didn't really move from a 4-foot space around him. And I felt a little sad for the dude. He looked really locked in place there. Again, not shit talking. Everybody goes through tough times. It must be a lot to get used to being very popular in front of a camera to going and trying to be as charismatic and standing in front of 25,000 people, 30,000 people, 50,000, whatever it is. It must be, it's a very different universe, folks. Yeah, no, it's not new. The anger pack, I just didn't have it before. Covatus. Yeah, they, I, once upon a time, was the promoter of a small indoor metal festival. And they came through my festival, and they also came through another time to play, but I was far too inebriated to remember either time that they were here, unfortunately. So that's kind of part of the joke. All right, hold on. The anger pack is sick as fuck. I just haven't tried it yet. No, it's not new. Well, when it comes to Veggie, when it comes to 5150s, you ask them almost anyone, and they'll tell you that sevens across the board. Sevens across the board, pretty much, except for your posts. Even some guys will even put the resonance up at 7. Everything is at 7 across the board, unless they use the green channels, and a lot of those guys will dime that gain. But no, this is the way I've been setting up a 5150 since the very first time I got my hands on one. This is how it worked, and it's the easiest way for me to tell the authenticity and the quality behind a 5150 plugin, or something that's inspired by the 5150, or any of the 5150 family of amps, whether it's 6505, 6534, all the lunch boxes, all of those amps, whether it's EVH or PV, all of those amps dial in with all 7s. Every single last fucking one of them. And I've tried probably about 10 of those damn amps. And it's just 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, and you're in tone bliss. And that is one of the big reasons that 5150 is so damn popular, is because it's so easy to set up. It's one of those amps, we're talking about the rectifier being super complex, basically for any type of music. You just kind of have to walk up to the 5150 half asleep and go, Bob! And then it's set up and ready to go. There's none of this like millimeter and half millimeter tweaking. It's like, blah, blah, and it just plays. That's the best thing about the 5150. Line 6 is the only company that gives you a full refund within 15 days after purchase. That's because, brother, they're owned by Yamaha, and they can just like, that's the other thing that was crazy to me, that Line 6 doesn't have more brand partnerships, because they could literally just be like, it wouldn't matter who they were up against. You know, I often hear the thing where people will say, well, Neural DSP, or like, you know, pick your big company. Those companies could get anybody they want. Well, they could. Absolutely. But you know what company could get anyone they wanted, and anyone else wanted? Line 6. Because all they have to do is be like, hey, Yamaha has some money. And they'll be like, yep, you can have some money. Thank you. I'm just kidding. That's not the way that they work. But they have a huge backer when it comes to Line 6. So they can do all kinds of things like that. Things that might cost other developers a lot of money. It's easier for Line 6 to do certain things. Even just doing the 15-day free trials, back in the 14-day free trials back in the day when it comes to iLok. If you're using iLok still, iLok charges developers for every single, like, how do I explain this? when it comes to iLok, it does not, it doesn't differ. It doesn't see the difference between a customer and a freebie. They charge developers for every single license they give out. Every single license. That's why when you ask, if you're a creator and you ask for something for free, and certain developers work with iLok, actually there is a cost to that for them. That's why you see one of the many and billions of reasons why companies have gotten away from iLok is because, fuck, I mean, you're giving away free trials and you've still got to pay money and fees and all this other stuff on these free trials, and it just makes no sense. Tone 3000 has a lot of great cab packs for free. Lucius, they do, but you also have to make sure that you're wading through the waters there, and in those waters you're gonna get the odd bit of poop, you know. Tone 3000 has a lot of good stuff on it, but it also has a lot of crap, lots and lots and lots of crap. It's amateur made stuff, and that's not saying it's bad stuff, because there's some amateurs out there like that are fantastic at shooting IRs, like unbelievable. Eddie on our team, for example, he shoots a mean IR. He's an amateur all day, every day of the week. So IRs, yeah, I mean, and captures, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of good stuff, but you're also going to get some of that exploratory, introductory, beginner-made stuff that might be all over the place. So just beware that what you're trying, if you're going over to T3K for IRs, just try to remind yourself that you're not going to get the same level of quality as you are, especially not the same consistency. The file, and you know, the library layout and everything is all neatly labeled files. You're not always going to get all that. So just letting you know in advance, if you're maybe newer to this whole thing. Holy cow, you guys are moving fast today. Eddie, what's going on? Wait, is Eddie here? No, we're just talking about Eddie. If you're in the chat, by the way, do say hello. You might win something today. I'm going to give away a copy of Flesh Rot today. I'm going to give away a copy of Flesh Rot today from Aurora DSP. So if you're out there and you're in the chat with me. We've got about 50 minutes left here with each other before I bail out, and the missus and I are going to get some food, and we're going to watch some festival. I've purposely not been watching it today so we can double back on it later. It's going to be fun. Man, Icebreaker. That band just blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. Yes, Eddie's stuff is great sounding. So I'm telling you, there's lots and lots and lots of amateur-made IRs out there that are just killer. I mean, we all remember the days of the Catharsis cabs. Am I right? The Catharsis cabs, we all remember those. And if you don't know, you should know. If you know, you know, because the Catharsis, the Fredman stuff, those were all made mostly by many amateurs. The 7 Deadly Sins IR pack, sort of like an early version of T3K impulse responses, where people just kept on adding to it, and it just kept on rolling like a big snowball around the plugin and IR. Various forums, people just keep on dropping it. They put their own stuff in it, and they rebundle it, they retitle it, and they throw it back in. And those were the days. All amateur made stuff. Some was good, some was really good, some was absolute dog shit. So I will make your day, Veggie. Well, okay, you can't put that on me. You can't put that on me. I can't just let's see where we go. All right, we're going to try another IR here. Cannibal Mix. So much low end. God damn, this guitar is beefy. I am using the, by the way, this is the Aurora DSP. It's free. The Unified Preamp. This is your basic TC Electronics integrated preamp in plugin form. There's a bunch of these out there. And they, for the most part, most of them sound pretty good. There's one or two that I don't think add the right amount of bite, but this one's pretty good at what it does. Oh, come on, get out of here. All right, what we got? You think your dream amp? I'll make your day. We'll see. Maybe I was talking about Wavemind's Rev F. Okay, so I would argue to say that Wavemind's Rev F plugin is the only rectifier plugin that I can get to sound really tight. Like a super tight. It's a really great amp sim. I actually forget about it from time to time. Don't know why, because we've been moving so fast in every direction lately. There's so many plugins coming out, and I know there's not a lot coming out, but like I'm also working on various projects and everything else is going on. So, while also trying to build a disc golf course. Sorry you've missed. What kind of humbuckers do you have in this guitar? These are Zed Labs. I did bring it up earlier, and I usually like to because Marco is a fantastic human being. Z-E-A-D Laboratories, Zed Labs. These are really cool. If I can get it up close enough. You'll notice there's a carbon fiber finish on these. And he can do any finish that you want, though. Anything. He can do anything. And he takes it like he takes challenges as well. Like if it's something he's never done before, you can just feel like the response. Like he gets excited about stuff like that. So Zed Labs is the maker, the builder of these pickups. Awesome human to work with. And these sound great in this guitar. Probably going to live in here for some time. I am, however, as soon as we're done this stream, going to start doing some pickup installations. I want to thank EMG, by the way. EMG just sent me over a awesome little grab bag here. So EMG sent me their Music Man pickup, and I'm going to install that in my Sterling. And he sent also the BTS tone control and all this jazz. So this is going to be an interesting installation. I've not installed anything in that bass yet. That bass is completely original. There's nothing, well, just except for the pick guard, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Don't really much like the pickup in it, and I didn't really want to go and spend like $400 or $500 on the Aguilar stuff. So we're going to try out the MG stuff, and I'm excited about that. Then I'm going to go and take the pickups that you just saw in the Iceman and put them in my Pink Jackson, probably the Pink Jackson would probably be the best spot for those. Also, super stoked because Seymour Duncan. I managed to make contact with Seymour Duncan, and thanks so much to James and Ryan Bruce helped me get in touch. Fluff helped me get in touch with Seymour Duncan. We're going to be testing the new Ryan Bruce pickup on the channel here in a short period of time. We're going to be testing it in a brand new guitar that I'm going to be getting as well. So it's going to be kind of fun. Bought myself an LTD Phoenix 201. Cheap, but we'll see what it brings to the table. I mean, the Ryan Bruce pickup is going straight in, and they also were nice enough. I don't know how this happened, but they're sending me a custom shop set for my Mindsinger. If you guys haven't seen my purple guitar, it's awesome, but I just have not been able to get the right set of pickups in it to really get a lot of use out of it. The pickups I've had in it so far, I've not been happy with. So I'm going to be getting a set of custom shop Seymour Duncan SH5 and a Sentient to put into that guitar. So excited about all this. And you guys are going to get more pickup demos in the future. Could not be more excited. Let's switch amps now. We're going to go over to Flesh Rock. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on now. Now we're going to turn off. Wait, no. We're going to turn this off. All right. So I'm going to head in here. I'm also going to turn this off. I'm going to turn this off. And now let's see what we have here. We're going to have to be gentle with the volume. Now, while I dial this in, I want to go use my own favorite IR. And we're going to go from there. And then I'm going to go back to the other ones. Just until we get dialed in the way I would like. All right, let's see what we got. Dying fetus style riff there. Man, I am sorry I've lost the chat today. You guys are having fun though. As long as you guys are having fun talking to each other, I'm always missing it. BTS? What do you mean is what's BTS? BTS, isn't that a K-pop band? Yeah, that carbon fiber finish looks awesome. I saw it on one set and we worked on a set together. He sent that to me. That was probably about 10 years ago now. That was probably close to 10 years ago. 8 years ago anyway. Very bitey like EMGs, but a little clearer. I don't find EMGs that bitey, though. It's weird. I don't find them that bitey. Baritone Goat. Sorry, you said earlier about, you told me to go get a plugin, Nosferatu? Brother, I am very, 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 what are you telling everybody else to go get that when we're talking about freeware? That's one that you can go get. Yep, Nosferatu. And another one is Crunk. We're going to get to Crunk maybe in this stream. This is a freeware amp sim. It sounds super good for everything from basically everything. You can do almost anything with this. Modern rock to metal to extreme metal to gent to whatever you want. This thing can do it. And if you were familiar with the old Crunk, this one's much better. This is much different and much better than the original one that kind of looked like a car stereo. That one was fugly plugin. Say what you want about Hatebreed and hardcore, but man, those guitar tones were raw. And this guitar is the guitar of hardcore and metalcore for a certain era. The early 2000s, EC 1000s were everywhere. 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 I had so many friends with them. I had lots of bands coming through town with them. Good times. Yo, it's on. What's on? What's happening? What are you talking about with like the thing that I had up earlier that said TBS? That's the Butcher Sisters. Resington talks amp sims on his channel. Yeah, Resington's awesome. The best IR in Tone 3000 is anything by Resington. Yeah, I would agree. Resington's got some really nice sounding IRs. I've got a few of them. And I still cycle through them once in a while. I should have asked him. Should have asked him if he wanted to put some stuff in on the NAMM Universal pack. Mug. Yeah, the Barefoot pack is really solid. He's got like 5 or 6 packs on there or something like that. Maybe more now. I don't know. So we're going to be here another little while. How long have we been here so far? We're going to be here about another 13 minutes. 13 minutes, actually. Actually, there's 22 people in the house. Let's stay longer. Let's stay longer, guys. If you're in the chat, do chat with us. You might win something today. And if you are a first-time viewer, definitely say something because you will definitely win something today. You won't win Flesh Rot. But if you're a first-time viewer, always make sure to say hello and jump into our quick-moving chat because we're always happy to have you. And we like when new people chat. So when new people like to chat with us, we tend to reward them. So you might want to jump in at some point. Don't worry about it. If we're going too fast, by the way, if there's anything whatsoever that maybe we've glazed over, a lot of things that we talk about in here, our conversations tend to move real quick. Very quick conversations. And a lot of it is advanced to above advanced to tinfoil hat level to obsessed beyond belief level knowledge. And instead, sometimes we glaze over the beginner and intermediate stuff. If you are a beginner user or an intermediate user, please just ask questions. Don't feel bad if you're asking a brand newbie type question. If it's something that's like so brand new that we might want to point you in the right direction of actually looking up an entire video to explain it, something that's more complex, I'm obviously not going to be able to get to in this, in this, but the chat, lots and lots of very experienced users are in this chat right now to help you. Some of them are staffers, some of them are just viewers, not just viewers, but loyal viewers that will help you out. So especially if you're struggling, come at us with something. It can be a really murky place to get into the amp sim industry and not really know what you're looking for. There's a whole lot of good stuff out there, but there's also some real dog bombs that we can help you to kind of negotiate your way around. Speaking of not dog bombs, however, what we're doing today is we are testing the Aurora DSP, this Heavy Earth collaboration. And we are testing it with a new IR pack right here. And I'm going to go over now back to the new IR pack as I've kind of did my time to kind of dial it in. Now we're going to go to, let's check out this Anger pack real quick. We're going to check out the blends in the Anger pack. Let's see what we got. Let's go back to the Ampcraft for a sec here. That is angry. It sounds like an angle cabinet to me, and I'm excited to give it more of a shot, but I am going to go back to the metal pack here because I kind of want to give that most of my attention in this because there's a lot going on here. So if you're just jumping in, there's 3 different speakers that Miko over at ML Sound Lab has put through their paces in a 3 different speakers that he has put into one cabinet, his very favorite oversized Mesa cabinet. The man is obsessed with that cabinet, has been for years, and I'd agree with him. The guy is absolutely correct. It's an awesome sounding cabinet. All right, let's check these out. J. Will Dog, what's going on? Nice to see you. Hello, is anybody there? What do you think about the Positive Grid Reactor 100 watt? These are awkward conversations. It's an awkward conversation. Here's what I think about Positive Grid. I'm going to give you the shortest version possible. 95%? No, 90% absolute lowest grade garbage on the planet. 10%, when it comes to that 10%, it's just Bias X. Their new plugin Bias X is phenomenal. Super good. Everything else from them, apart from, you're talking about the Reactor 100. Is that actually, that's the actual amp though? Yeah. As far as their amps go, I have no idea. As far as I know though, they're putting now, instead of using their old garbage modeling, like the Bias FX stuff, they're now using Bias X in their Reactor series and all the other stuff that they're doing. So if that's the case, it's going to sound way better. I don't have any idea. I honestly can't give you my opinion on any of their actual amps and stuff like that, because they are just, I don't have any need for one of those. I don't have a need for an actual amp. So I have no idea. However, that being said, I think that Positive Grid has come leaps and bounds with their new plugin Bias X. However, it's going to take a very, very, very long time to undo a lot of the damage they've done to their brand name, because they had such low quality modeling for a very long period of time. So now it's weird. I don't hear a lot of people talking about enough. I don't hear enough people talking about Bias X. It's a phenomenal plugin, and if that's involved, whatever it's being put through just has to be decent enough to kind of bring it out. It's probably going to sound pretty good. I've heard the Sparks sound pretty good. Again, I don't have a need for anything like that, but I've heard it sounds really great. And also, Will Dog, you're going to win yourself. You are going to win yourself a plugin. Email me at theampsimuniverse@gmail.com. That is theampsimuniverse@gmail.com. Email me. We're going to get you set up with something from Aurora DSP. You're going to get your choice of a few different plugins. I'll give you those choices in the email, and you'll be able to pick one, and I will send you a license immediately, or at least within a few days. Anyways, it does take me a little time to get back to people at times. So you want something Godzilla sounding? Ah, damn it. I used to know that song. You want something big sounding with your dollars. There's also a lot of freeware from Aurora DSP that sounds real big. But I would say if I could choose anything to sound real big, it'd probably be Rhino. That's what I'm going to probably say you'll probably want. Is you want Rhino? Rhino is a giant monster. I like the IR he was just using. I was using a whole bunch of IRs. I'm also using the very free unified preamplifier, and I can change that and go to the very free The Grim. This is the This Heavy Earth Grim 3 from, Aurora DSP. Almost said audio order there for some reason. And this is 100% free. All right, I'm gonna play a few riffs. And the first person that gets one of the riffs that I'm playing is gonna win that flesh rod. All right, I'm gonna play some random riffs. I'll tell you when I'm gonna play a riff, and we'll do that. First riff. I played it wrong. I think the lead in it was something like... Nope, it's wrong tuning. It's a drop tuning. Never mind. Death metal zone all day long. I agree with you. 14 people. We lost a whole bunch of people just now. Something happened. What's going on, Brain Dead? Brain Dead. Will Dog. See, all Will Dog had to do was ask a question and jump in, and he won something. No problem. Also, but he didn't win the flesh rod. The people that were just hanging around that maybe just left because they thought he won the flesh rod, we haven't given that away yet. I'm gonna play a couple random riffs from inside my brain, and we'll see if people can maybe win something. Anybody? Oh, I half expected Rudy to get that one there. No. That was There Goes the Neighborhood by Body Count. The first one was 10 Seconds Down by Sugar Ray. Believe it or not, Sugar Ray was once upon a time kind of heavy. And then they weren't. It was funny enough, I was actually there. I was at Warped Tour, Sugar Ray played, and I remember standing in the front row because I was super excited to hear Mean Machine, Mean Machine and a few other songs. And then all of a sudden they're like, this is gonna be our new song, and this is our new video, it's coming out in a couple months, and they played Fly. And everybody that was in the front was just like, what are we listening to right now? What's going on? Is this a joke? Are these guys, they're joking, right? Like they have to be kidding right now, right? And they weren't. And the song blew them up. And they went from playing a tractor trailer stage at Warped Tour and went right up to headlining some big shows. So good for them. You'd love to hear Van Halen Unchained? I'd love to hear that too, brother. If you could play that, let me know. Anybody? Anybody know it? Come on, that one was an easy one. You want me to play Bring the Noise? Something like that. I can't remember it exactly, though. Holy cow, you guys are... Rudy, you're way behind. I expected Rudy to get that one, but Rudy's way behind, or I'm way behind. Something's happening right now. Yeah. Pedro's not here today. It's all good. Just some of us go through certain things where schedules are not as routine as they normally are, and certain things take a bit of a backseat. And that's all I can really say. Definitely don't want to go into the personal life of one of our user our subscribers here, and especially one of our staff members. But you know, we all go through times where, like I said, routine goes out the window when certain things become very much higher priority than others. And that's all I can really tell you on that one. Iron Maiden. I have to really be very mindful that you guys are, and we have this delay. I really need a proper way to do the comments that I can do more in real time. You saw who opened for White Zombie? Sugar Ray? What's going on, Murph? How are you, sir? We're just testing out some IRs today from ML Sound Lab. They've put out a pack called the Modern Metal Pack, and he's taken his very favorite, his gem of a cabinet, his oversized Mesa cabinet that Miko loves so much over there. And he threw three, I think he combined speakers at times as well. I'm not 100% sure. But he's got the DV77, he's got the Carnivore, and he's also got the Jesu Demon speaker. This is called the Damon, the Cannibal, and the Mick. The Mick. There are single, you can blend things. There are single mics. You can make your own blends. And it looks like there are blends in here to use. Here's the Cannibal Mick blend. But I don't see any actual blends with just the Mick speaker. The Mick speaker. Oh, wait, they're right there. I'm so used to them having names, not just being called mixes. So it looks like two people are going to win licenses because I'm not sure. I think Rudy was way behind somehow. What do you say, Chad? Are we giving him that license? We also had a correct answer for the Maiden. So we're gonna give away maybe two. We're gonna give away 2 Flesh Raw today. How about we throw a copy of Rhino in too for another riff? We're gonna do a copy of Rhino today for another riff. I'm gonna play a couple more riffs here. See if somebody gets it. See if somebody can win another plugin. Anybody? 2. Yeah, we'll do 2. We're going to do 2 today. Because who was it that got Maiden? It was Will. Was it Ben? Ben got Maiden. Ben, email me, okay? Yeah, Ben, Mr. Wow, that is a name. Oh, what do I say? I'm just going to call you Ben. Ben, email me the amsimuniverse@gmail.com. And we'll get you hooked up as well. Because that game was a little, I don't know, everybody was on a different speed there. Because I was really expecting, it was not like I was like wanting to just give it to Rudy, but I kind of felt like Rudy was going to be the one to answer that riff. The Wicker Man. Wow, everybody's behind it. Everybody's at different times here. One plugin per person, please. One plugin per person. Wow, the Mick Mix 1 with the Ampcraft 1992 with this Heavy Earth Grim 3. See, if you're one of those people out there that's stuck inside your suites, you can't make an amazing tone like this. You can't. There's no sweet tone. There's no tone in a suite that matches this. This is like, that's the one thing you're missing out. You're missing out there if you're one of those people that's just stuck right inside your suites and you're just, I'm telling you, you're missing out on stuff like this. Work in a DAW, make your own chains, make some tones that are more you. This tone right here is evidence of that. This so, what a tone. Don't worry about it, Ben. A lot of people have won a lot of stuff around here. It doesn't really matter. 4 or 5 weeks ago, some people around here have won 2 prizes in 2 days. Don't worry about it. Just email me. We set up things like this for fun. These are fun things. Now, I'm not, we don't do giveaways all the time. We do giveaways all the time for brand new users, but we don't do enough giveaways anymore for the loyalists. Wow, that's just such a fucking great note to lay into. So I'm going to give this pack a 10 out of 10. You need to go buy it right now. This is summer sale over at ML Sound Lab, and I am fully interested in this pack. I am so glad I finally got around to asking. Thank you so much to ML Sound Lab for sending. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I will just note it right out loud. Like, I'm pretty transparent with you guys that Miko and I have not always got along. But you know what? I cannot say, I've never been able to take away the fact that Miko makes some of the best impulse responses that have ever been made by anyone. Ever. Like, I mean it. This dude just knows. He just knows how to make stuff sound awesome. I know a lot of very talented IR developers, both amateur and professional. And I have to say that Miko is one of the best to ever do it. Hands down, that it just is what it is. I know some people don't dig his marketing and some people this, that, and the other thing, but you can't take that away. I also don't like their amp sims that much, but I could never take away the fact that ML Sound Lab has a ton of great IRs. There is no IR I've ever tested from ML Sound Lab that wasn't incredible. I have never tested one pack from them and said, you know, it's always been, whoa, this is a great sounding pack. So buy with confidence. ML Sound Lab is one of those companies that you will always get your money's worth and more. They are not, again, a free pack to me doesn't mean I have to do a whole spiel on the whole thing. They're not paying me. It's not a paid situation. You'll never, ever see paid demos on this channel. It's always just people give me stuff, and if I like it, I use it. And that is what it is. They gave me something. I used it, absolutely loved it, and I would love for you guys to love it as well. So please do check that out. I don't have an affiliate link that I get a cut or anything like that. Just go over there. 30%, I think it's 30% off right now. So go check that pack out ASAP. You get 3 different cabinets. So you get three different speakers in one amazing cabinet. 3 awesome speakers that are very unique as well. Heisu Demon, not a ton of packs out there based on the Heisu Demon. Not a ton of packs out there based on the Carnivore. And not a lot of, although it is building the amount of packs that are out there for the DV77. Fantastic speakers, all amazing. Check this pack out right now. I'm telling you. You like the ML Sound Lab Mega? That's their favorite pack over there. His Mega, all his Mega packs, he loves the Mega. And the Mega Daemon, the Mega Cannibal, and the Mega Mick. Mega Mick. It's not even that they have a lot of single mic files. There's a good amount of single mic files. I would say a pretty industry standard amount. However, there are packs that have tons fewer files, and there are packs that have tons more files. So I would say this falls into the very industry standard and very solid selection. Great mic selection, great positions. He knows what he's doing. So again, this is something that also has uniformity. You get just consistency from pack to pack. The layouts are always consistent. And when I say layouts, sometimes when we get impulse response packs, they can be a little confusing to find our way around. And you're looking at all these numbers and everything. Oh, I've gone cross-eyed again. Oh, there it goes. I've gone cross-eyed. I've looked at too many numbers. You know, like you look at too many numbers and you look at too many files, and all of a sudden you go cross-eyed and you just don't want to use them. It really depends. So I would say find an impulse response developer that lays things out the way you like it. Some of them very simplistic, like the old Rosen Digital slash current Lancaster audio packs. You get 3. You get 3 files. Some people open that up and go, whoa, where are all my files? I got 3. What the heck is up with this? 3 very good files, though. Very, very good files. It's not always about quantity. It's about quality. And there are a lot of companies out there that are up here that have maxed out the quality of the IRs. So many companies. So I think at this point, it becomes about selection and finding a company that lays things out in a file, in a folder, rather, lays out their files in a folder the way that you find good for your workflow. Okay. So with that, 2 hours, 16 minutes, Mofo Reflex is a good name. The Mofo cab is so good, dude. Oh, that's one of my all-time favorites. I've got it in my favorites folder currently. I actually finally went, oh, guys, I did it. And there's no longer is my favorites folder just 2 files. Now it's full. I've actually gone and done that. And I'm about to do some more because this right here, the file that I'm currently using, is one of my favorite files that I think I've ever used. Listen to this. And just to go over the chain here real quick before we get out of here, this current file is the Mic Mix 1. Sorry, the Mega Mic Mix 1. And in the pedal section, I've got the This Heavy Earth Aurora DSP collaboration free plugin, the Grim 3 from Aurora DSP and This Heavy Earth. This thing is awesome. It is not your average overdrive pedal. It is super, super fun. You're going to enjoy it. I promise. I've also got, of course, a lot of the stream was monopolized by the Ampcraft 1992 today. I just love it so much. And it's so good at testing things. It's just bam, 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 bam. Next time I'll test. I know you guys wanted to see the icons today, and I wanted to as well, but I kind of just got held up, if you will. And this one will come in here again. I also heard that they have got something else coming out fairly soon. Could it be Mesa this time? Could it be, what's going to be the next one? Will it be Marshall? Will it be Mesa? What's it going to be, guys? You tell me. I'm excited for when they start to get down to like the miscellaneous stuff and they're like, we can't do a full plugin for this, so we're just going to do all these high gain beasts in one plugin. Can you imagine? That would be so exciting. Be so excited for that. Holy crap, Death Dealer. Cacophony. You guys ever heard Cacophony? Look how young these guys were. Jason Becker and Marty Friedman in the same band, by the way. People like to talk about, you know, Mr. Big and Racer X, but Cacophony doesn't come up as often. And it's good. Can you imagine? Can you imagine just randomly showing up at a club and seeing a band setting up and it turns out to be Jason Becker and Marty fucking Friedman in the same band? What? That's insane. You hope it's German amps? I don't think it's going to be. I think one of the next ones is going to be Marshall. It's got to be Marshall or Mesa. That's the play. Those are the big plays for guaranteed sales. Guaranteed sales. You got to think of the big names first. I guarantee you it's going to be Marshall or Mesa next. 100%. I'd be willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet $10 cash money. It's going to be one of those two. Baby Marty. What are really hard to find? Great amp, Chuck Berry's. All right, here we go. All right, so guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much. Please go watch some Summer Breeze. Go watch some Summer Breeze on right up here. Just right when you're done, type in Summer Breeze 2026. And right above me in the search bar, and that's what the wife and I are going to go do right now. I'm very, very excited about this. It's been a weekend we've been looking forward to for a while. Tomorrow, I'm not excited about spending my day in the rain. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but you know what? Let's go have some fun with the community. I will see you guys likely probably Sunday. There's very likely no chance on tomorrow. I'm going to be a complete mess. Sunday is a possibility, but very likely as the weather is starting to cool down, I'm going to try to get a bunch of streams in before I go back to my day job in September. So until then, thank you. And we gave away a couple plugins. Ben and Will and everybody else. There's Ben, Rudy, Will, everybody. Please make sure you email me and I'll get those codes out to you because I have to do some codes probably within the next couple of hours. I can get those made up real quick. Okay. The next stream will not be a week away. I promise. I promise I'll be back. We're going to get some fun things done. I would like to say one thing though. One thing before we go. For a while, I've been contemplating the idea of doing pre-recorded content, and I've recorded probably about 1,000 different examples. I've done a whole bunch of examples. I'm never happy with any of them. So I have decided I'm giving up. Not that it's like I'm giving up, quitting, you know, it's beaten me. I just don't think that it's worth the payoff. I think I prefer to just do streams with you guys a couple times a week here and there and just keep doing these. If our channel never gets beyond 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people down the road or something, that's cool. I don't really care. I don't care to do the pre-recorded stuff. It just does not fit me the right way. I don't like it. I just don't like it in general. So that being said, you probably won't be seeing any pre-recorded stuff, but please keep coming back for the streams, because you know what? They're only going to get better down the road. And you're going to be seeing a lot of cool stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out over the next 6 months that I'm going to be able to jump in on and show you guys before it comes out, give you guys pre-release stuff. So do keep chiming in, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Another breakfast beer, corn in the morning, crystal clear. Raise a glass to the break of day. Work today, celebrate our happiness. Toast to life as the perfect day emerges. Take it slow, let the good times roll, and the key is to stay drunk all day. Day drinking, la 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 la. Day drinking, la 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 la. Day drinking, la 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 la. You wanna join us? All you have to do is sip it. The day is yours. Grab a beer and join us for a midday buzz. Pour up and knock him down. It feels alright. Walking barefoot in the sun. Toast to life as the perfect day goes on. We are born to be outrageous darlings, so now we must go to do some heavy day drinking. La 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 la. Day drinking. La 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 la. Day drinking. La 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 la. You wanna join us? All you have to do is sip it. Now, when we find a cold beer in the fridge in the morning, what do we do, folks? Sip it. That's right. And when somebody makes a margarita in the morning, what should we do? Sip it. Splendid.